the first 7 seconds of your alarm, you should think your life is in danger. Like, that's really good to be here. Good to be here, guys. Actually, I'm glad I made it. Almost didn't make it. A buddy of mine offered to take me to the airport, then he was late. What gives? He said, let me take you. Then he's late. I do, why are you late? He said, I'm sorry, man, I didn't hear my alarm on his cell phone. I'm like, well, play this alarm that you didn't hear. So he plays it, promise you, he plays it, and this is the alarm. Bling, 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 bling. Bling, 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 bling. Like, of course you didn't hear that. Probably dreamt of a harp. Like, what is that? Yeah. And then I checked my phone. They don't want you to wake up anymore. I checked the names of my phone, the alarms. They don't sound like things that'll wake you up, right? Like, morning scamper, pleasant time, sweet nudge. Hey, buddy. I think there's one called water birth. Like, how gentle? How gentle? How gentle do you need to get up? Here's the thing. My theory is that if you're using the alarm, you're not getting enough sleep, right? So I think you got to be, like, shocked out of, I think, like, the first 7 seconds of your alarm, you should think your life is in danger. Like, that's, yeah. Like, you need an alarm called, who the heck is Tasha? Like, that's the kind of alarm. What? What happened? What? You're not gonna hit the snooze on who the heck is Tasha. That's why I miss the clock radio. I miss the big, just brick clock radio. Because the clock radio wasn't trying to be your friend, right? Clock radio had one job, and that was to wake you up. And if it didn't wake you up, it was gonna wake up your neighbors. Like, somebody. And what I loved about the clock radio is if you had a big day, you could set it in the middle. I call that the nuclear option. When there's a big day, that gave you the alarm and the buzz. And we're like, tomorrow's big. I got that surgery in the morning, and I got that wedding. So let me put it right there. And then when it woke you up, it's just, just a small town girl. Like, you picked it up, you flung it across the room. It didn't break. It's good to be here in Utah, it really is. I'm a non-drinker, so I like Utah. It's like one of the few places where me being a non-drinker is not an issue. Because typically, I tell people I don't drink, always the same thing. People have known me for years, I tell them, they know I don't drink, but every time I hang out with them, it's always the same thing. Like, yo, Dwayne, I know you don't drink, right? No, I'm saying, I know you don't drink, but you're gonna get drunk tonight, boy. We got Budweiser, we got Heineken. I'm like, get off my back. What if I had a different problem? You still wouldn't care, right? Yo, Dwayne, come here, son, I know you diabetic, right? Sugar! Like, yo, Dwayne, I know you're not gay, right? Wait, come here, where you going? Come back. Why'd you run away? And I'm not judgmental about it. Like, I don't drink, but I don't make a big deal. Like, I don't have a problem with if you do drink. But I run into people who have a problem with me not drinking. I get that sometimes. Like, I had one guy tell me, he's like, I don't trust anyone who doesn't drink. What a weird thing to say. I can see if he said, I don't trust anyone who doesn't blank. That's some scary stuff right there, right? Because if you don't blink, you're probably an alien. That's the one thing they would forget to do, you know what I mean? So we just had the Super Bowl not too long ago. Some people might be going through withdrawal, you know how that is. I love all sports, but I actually don't like the playoffs. That's my thing. Like, I like the playoffs, but I don't like, because the playoffs is when you get to hear them speak, the athletes. That's the part I don't need. I don't need... Because they're so macho, too. Like I saw this one football player talking, all big and macho, they're interviewing him. He's like, this the playoffs, baby. This the playoffs. Baby. You lose, you go home. This is all about who doesn't want to go home the most. I get what he's saying. I get it, kind of. But really, who doesn't want to go home tomorrow? Like, really? Like, let's say you took the Oakland Raiders, the mean, bad Oakland Raiders, and you put them up against a team of abused children. Now, clearly, those kids don't want to go home way more than the Raiders. I think it's pretty clear who's going to win that game. Sometimes it's really just about skill and speed and all those things. The kids are not going to dig deep, right? The Raiders are not going to be in the huddle like, okay, guys, what's going on out there? Who's got little Timmy, huh? Man, I do, but I don't think he wants to go home. I'm a big sports fan, you know. I'll watch anything, though. I'm crazy that way. I'll watch bowling, anything, just if it's on. Like the other day, I turned on my TV and marathon was on. Yeah, I'm just watching people run, you know what I mean? But watching the marathon, it did give me an idea, and I think you'll agree. I think it's time we admit that there should be two winners of the marathon. There should be two winners, right? Two winners. The African who actually wins, and then like the non-African, you know what I mean? Listen, if you run in a marathon, okay, you're white, American, black, Latino, Asian, whatever. Say you run in a marathon and you come in 7th place. But the 6 people before you were all African. Then you won the marathon, you know what I mean? Like, you beat all the non-Africans. I think you should be very proud of yourself for beating all the non-Africans. Like, you wouldn't count it if it was like a guy on a bike. Same thing, you wouldn't count that. Yeah, the guy who won, he didn't even know he was in the race. He was just gonna go visit his cousin. He was like, oh, I won? All right, great, I'll take it, I won. He ran the race in like under 2 hours. 26 miles in under 2 hours. Yeah, I live in Los Angeles. Like, you can't even drive the next town over in 2 hours. Like I live in LA. If you can go somewhere 10 miles away, and if traffic is really bad, it can take 2 hours. Yeah, so like he'll beat you there. He'll just be there chilling, showered. He read a book already. You know what I mean? But at least running is safe, though. At least running is safe. Because I'm not too crazy into sports, but I did something very unsafe recently. I was in New Zealand, okay? I went to New Zealand because I wanted to double the black population. So I did that. Same reason I came to Provo, by the way. But while I was in New Zealand, they tricked me into white water rafting. We went white water rafting. And they said it was for beginners. All right, I'm a beginner. That's perfect, right? We do this thing. There's a 22-foot drop. Yeah, it's the largest commercial drop, non-commercial drop in the world. Like, how is that for beginners? I just don't know how. How did you fix your face to say that to me? How did you say that with a straight face? That'd be like if you went to a boxing gym. You never boxed a day in your life. You're like, hey guys, I just want to learn a few things. I never boxed, but you know, I just want to pick up some things. This is how you do it? I don't know. I just want to learn. Yeah, how do you do it? You're like, all right, well, great. You're just starting out? Okay, well, let's pop you in the ring with Mike Tyson. He'll show you a few things. Come on out here. All right, Mike. 22-foot drop. You see the pictures. We're in the raft. They took pictures of us. We go over the cliff. We're going down, then you don't see us. We're in the water. It's crazy. And my thing is, look, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, okay? Like, yeah, and Brooklyn, like, Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying? Like, crack Brooklyn. Shooting Brooklyn, stabbing Brooklyn. Not this new Brooklyn, not vegan cupcake Brooklyn. I'm not from that. I'm from Brooklyn. And the thing is, you don't want to survive all that, right? You just survive the projects, crack, shooting, stabbings, cops, all of that, and then die in New Zealand. Like, white water rafting, that's not a good look. Yeah, that's why we're not too adventurous, black people. Our life was front-loaded with adventure. We got all the adventure out of the way, you know what I mean? That's why I'm in Provo now. I'm done with adventure. But it's crazy, man. Like, imagine if I would have died in New Zealand. That'd be like if you were a decorated war hero and you served 3 tours of war and you came home and choked on a Skittle. Like, are you still a hero, really? Like, what? And I should have known it was my fault, because I'm from Brooklyn. I wasn't paying attention. They told me what it was. I wasn't paying attention. When I walked in that door, they told me. I just wasn't paying attention, because it said it right there, right there. I looked up, said it right there. It was white water rafting. So I should have known. You could break down the whole title. I should have known, right? White. I'm not white, right? Water. That's not our jam. You know that's not our jam. You ever go to a black pool party? That's just a party by pool. That's all that is. Nobody's in the water. And rafting. Last time my brother was in a raft was in Huckleberry Finn. You understand? So I should have known. I was also in Australia, right? Which is pretty dope. I love Australia, it's cool. Only thing about Australia, which is a little weird, I'm walking around Australia around 6 p.m. I walk past the courthouse, and the judges, they call them baristas, they walk out. And the judges in Australia, they still wear those dumb powdered wigs. It's really silly. It's like, guys, you don't gotta do this anymore. Like, can you imagine you're getting sentenced to life, and you're like, hey, man, I understand what I did, but can you take off the wig? Like, seriously, if you're gonna send me away. And as a black dude, you don't want to look up and you see a judge who looks like he's a white dude from 1684. You know what I'm saying? Can I get a new white dude? I want a modern white guy. I don't like this. Can we update him, please? Comedy's been good to me. I've been fortunate. Travel all over the world, you know. I've been to China a bunch, which is great. Yeah, not recently. Don't be crazy. I love China. Whenever I'm in China, a weird thing happens. I promise you. About 5 times a day, a random Chinese person walks up to me and they want to take a picture with me. This happens about 5 times a day, and I never know what's going on, because I'm always like, "Do you want to take a picture with me because you think I'm a famous black dude, or do you want to take a picture with me because I'm a black dude?" Like, I'm not sure. I mean, I autographed their forehead either way, just to be safe. Hold still, hold still, hold still. Eddie Murphy. Let it dry, hold still. But I tell you, of all the places I've been, I appreciate China the most, in a sense, because as a New Yorker, like, it's 1 billion people with a B. I love it. It's just hustle. Like, I could barely keep up, even as a New Yorker. It's crazy. And, you know, as a black dude, you figure I get some space. No. People pushing me, shoving me. Beautiful. One old lady grabbed a chunk of my shoulder and pushed off like I was setting a pic for her. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, if you go there, you got to get used to personal space is different in China. You got to get used to it. Because in China, personal space ends at the skin. Like, that's... The skin in, that's you. That's your space. The skin out, that's us. We're going to share that. That's everybody's... I was actually getting on a train in the subway, and the train pulls up, and, like, you just see, like, say this is the door, just 20 people right at the door. But in the train, 20 people right at the door, looking to get out. And they're looking to get in, and you're looking at it like, how's this gonna go? What's gonna happen here? And then the door opens, and it happens. They go through each other. You're like, whoa. Was that osmosis? That's amazing, because You're taught that two things can't occupy the same space at the same time. They can. I just saw it. It just went. One other thing, a few other things I'll say about China. One is I love it. I know I'm joking, but I really like it. As a New Yorker, I like that they're not sensitive. We've become sensitive. Americans, we're sensitive now. Like if you go to, the drugstore, Walgreens, CVS tonight, somebody cuts somebody else in line, whoo, right? Right, it's gonna be a problem. Like definitely cursing, maybe stabbing, possibly shooting. These are all the things that's gonna happen. In China, that's the one thing. They don't get mad when they get cut. They blame themselves for getting cut. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? They blame themselves. They're like, no, it's my fault. It's my fault. Because I did leave an inch between me and the person ahead of me. But my favorite case of what I call Chinese efficiency I witnessed was on an airplane. I was on an airplane from Chengdu to Shanghai. It was cool, right? I look around. I noticed I'm the only Westerner on the whole plane. Like, no white people even. Just me and China on this plane, right? Now, we've all flown. You know how you fly? We've all flown. You know how you fly? You got the window seat. You got the window seat, but you got to go to the bathroom. First thing you do, you hold it as long as you can. Because you don't want to be that guy, right? But then you reach that breaking point where you're like, I'm sure they'll be more annoyed if I pee on myself than if I ask them to... Oh. And why were you worried? It's always fine, right? So finally, you turn to the guy in the middle. You're like, hey man, I'm sorry, I gotta run to the restroom, right? He's like, oh, no problem, no problem. He turns to the guy in the aisle, hey, this guy's gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, no problem, no problem, no problem. Right? Seatbelts get unbuckled, tray tables get put up, headphones are removed, blankets are taken off, shoes get put on, this guy steps out, this guy steps out, you step out. The other two are like, screw it, let's all go to the bathroom now. Every time there's a song and dance. There's a better way, people. There's a better way. I saw it in China. It goes like this in China, right? But everyone's Chinese, so that's important. You're Chinese, they're Chinese. They know the drill. You're in a window seat. You got to go to the bathroom. And with absolutely no warning, you just start climbing over these two people. You just climb. But they don't mind. They're like, oh, you got to go to the bathroom? That's cool. No, go ahead, go. That's okay. Go. It's amazing. And it's more efficient, really. It's really more, when you think about it, because you can keep watching your movie. You just got to put up 1 second of butt in your face, and then 1 second of butt, right back to the movie. Now, to be fair, someone pointed out, respectfully, this is possible there, because in China, the butts... the butts are a little smaller. Yeah, like... You couldn't do this in Mississippi. You'd be like, oh God, oh please, no. I'll get up, no. Let me get up, please. No. I'll get up. One thing I like about Utah and a lot of different, not only Utah, but I like when people are nice. It goes a long way. Like even if you don't, whatever, if people are nice, it goes a long way. And that's what I tell people. I go, you can always be nice. And I think people don't get it. Like in LA, people don't get it. Like, my thing is, you can always be nice. My thing is, you don't lose your temper, you relinquish it. You always have control. You just think you don't. And people say, no, that's not true. Sometimes, no, you do. I'll prove it to you. Because listen, I know I was a kid with troubles. I used to get into fights when I was a kid. I know you always have control. I used to lose my control when I was a kid. Luckily now, I don't anymore. I know. Like, I once hit a kid in the face in 4th grade. With a full can of Country Time lemonade. Yeah, I mean, he had it coming, but still, like, that was... When you hit a kid in the face with a full can of Country Time lemonade in 4th grade, it affects his 5th grade. I'm not sure if you know that, like, it's... But I'm from New York, so it was a different, like, him and his brother, they said, we're gonna get you in the summer, but then they never... I think they didn't want it with me. They were like, that kid is crazy. He uses Country Time lemonade as a weapon. But from that moment, I learned that I have control. Like after that, I just started saying, I gotta do better, and I did better. You always have control. I'll prove it to you. Here's a classic example. Say you're driving, this always happens. You're driving and somebody cuts you off. Whoa, right? And sometimes, depending on how bad it is, you're just so upset. Like you just get so mad. You just want to catch up to that person and flip them off. That's all you want to do. You want to catch up and give him the bird. That's your, right? If you catch up to him and give him the bird and you just die, you'll die with a smile on your face, right? So to achieve this, right, you're zipping in and out of traffic, you're following this guy now, you go 20 miles outside of your way, you're trying to catch up to him, you know? You miss your little brother's birthday party, screw him, you know what I mean? You just gotta get to this guy. Right? You finally catch up to him, you're getting close, you can't believe it, you're rolling up your sleeve, right? You're stretching out your finger, you're getting it ready, you know? You're putting lotion on it, you're putting lotion on your hand. Because you don't want to give him the bird and he goes, you gotta ash your finger. You don't want that to happen. That would be embarrassing. So, you're right next to him now. You're finally, this is the moment. You're gonna let this guy know how you feel, right? Hey, homeboy, remember me? And you're just about to, you got that first knuckle, that second knuckle's about to come up. And you look in that car and you realize it's Suge Knight. Suge Knight. Now, some of you don't know who that is. He's like a 6'4" black man, big man, founder of Death Row Records, member of the Blood organization, as in Crips and Bloods. Maybe hung Vanilla Ice from a window, by the way. Maybe killed Tupac and or Biggie. We're not sure, but some of you guys were like, you had me at Black Dude. No, I'm not, yeah. But my point is, you're not giving him the finger, right? Now you got control all of a sudden. Now you're like, well, clearly I'm going to be the bigger person here. I'm not going to give people. That proves you had control the whole time. So the golden rule in life is do unto others as you would have done unto you. I don't know why that doesn't work. I propose a new golden rule, okay? Here's my new golden rule. Do unto others as if they're Suge Knight. Just treat everybody like they're Suge Knight. Like you're in line and all you have is like a chapstick, right? And Suge Knight is behind you with a bunch of stuff. But, you know what, Suge? You know, you go ahead. Go ahead, behind. You know, you got enough. That's all I got. Plus, I'm not comfortable with you behind me, so please, go ahead. Go ahead, Suge Knight. You go ahead. I want to tell you, throughout my travels and stuff, you learn, and you just do living, in fact. You know, I'm sure everyone here, you have different perspectives of things as you age. And what I've learned a lot of things, and one thing that I like telling people, because I think it's a thing, and I think we should get it right, and I learned is that at the end of the day, white people actually dance better than everybody else. Like, that's just, no, not a lot of buy-in on this concept. Right, the non-white people are suspicious. Even white people here, you're looking at me like, no, Dwayne, I don't think that's accurate, actually. No. Listen. White people do dance better. Here's why. I've studied this. I know why. Because white people, when you dance, especially if you're drinking, right? When you dance, you have more fun than everybody else. Especially if you're drinking. Like, I've seen white people dance, and I'm like, how do I get that? Like, I've never had that much fun. That looks amazing. I don't know what's going on over there. And why do you have so much fun? 2 reasons. I thought about this. 2 reasons. One, I think it's just a pure celebration of your whiteness. You know what I'm saying? Just, whoo, I'm white. Hashtag winning. And the other reason you have so much fun is when you dance, you have a freedom that I don't have. You're very free, yeah. And why? Why are you so free? Well, because you're not married to the beat. I guess is the thing I'm trying to... You're not gonna let the beat tell you what to do. That's freedom, my friends. You guys are great. I'm Dwayne Perkins. Thank you so much.
Local man robs Wendy's with alligator. We're the alligator boys now.